Welcome to the MoneyWise Channel. On this channel, we're going to be talking about inspirational events and a lot of other great money things. Yeah, remember, success goes to the person that holds on after everybody else has let go. That's the motto. I'm going to be giving my reaction on what I saw, and maybe it'll leave you inspired. Because a lot of people send me videos, and some I see myself, and just give my reaction, give my opinion, and then maybe you can go watch it yourself if you decide to watch it later because you heard something you like, or go watch it yourself. But if not, you can still get the information. That's what it's about. And once again, welcome to the channel. Today, we're going to be speaking on an artist by the name of Master P. I seen this video where it said Master P's interview on how ownership is important, but he doesn't own his own masters. It's Master P's interview on how ownership is important, but he doesn't own his own masters. That is weird. That is the weirdest thing I've ever heard in life. How does Master P, he's the face of ownership. He's the face. When you think of Master P, you it's not his sound of music. It's not actually his rapping style. It's his business. It's high level of business that you think of as a black man that owns everything. Every time he talks ownership. If you go to his Instagram page today, right now, after you watch this video, he's on there talking about ownership. He's trying to sell you some pancakes, some shoes, something. He's saying, I own everything. He's showing all his record sale, platinum gold records on his wall in back of him. I've sold this many records. I own everything. I own. So to see a title like Master P's interview on how ownership is important, that makes sense. But he don't own his own masters. Crazy. It's crazy. So I was like, you know what? I have to watch this and I have to see what's going on. So, but before we get into his actual interview and what he said, let's give you a backstory. His real name, Master P's real name, is Percy Robert Miller. He's from New Orleans. He lives in Calabasas in California. He was born in Louisiana, Calio Projects. He has a brother that's rappers C Murder and Silk the Shocker. Both of these rappers were on his label. Silk the Shocker and C Murder, they both was on his label. He has a son named Romeo, which also has been on his label, and a daughter called Symphony, which is actually on his label and actually had a show on Nickelodeon. When he was growing up, he went to a school called Booker T. Washington High School. He played basketball also at the University of Houston, which he dropped out of a couple months. And then he transferred to Mount College, I believe it was, in Oakland, California. And that's where he learned marketing and learned about distribution, and because he's a very smart guy. So when he went to these colleges from University of Houston and to the college in Oakland, California, he was learning things about business. See, it's very important on this channel, MoneyWise. We like to talk about learning. And any business you do, anything you do, you need to understand the business side. And this is where he got ahead of everybody, because he took time to read, to learn, to take in the knowledge. He spoke on before that he understood business enough in school and in college when he went to the university that he went and found Michael Jackson's lawyer. When he found Michael Jackson's lawyer, he talked to him. He paid him over $20,000 to have an hour of consultation with him, and he told him how to get a distribution deal. So he was quick on his feet. He understood how to do things in the background before he moved to the forward. So after he went to the university, he during that time period, his grandfather died. And when his grandfather died, he got a $10,000 malpractice settlement. So when he got the $10,000, he started No Limit Records, which he started in 1990. He started No Limit Records, but at the same time, his brother Kevin Miller, which you always see the tattoo on his arm, and on his brother's arms, they have him on there. That's his brother Kevin Miller. He died around the same time he started the label. He was in California. He was trying to get his brother to come out with him, but his brother was like, I'm coming, I'm coming. But like, I guess a day or so before he came, he passed. Someone shot him, and it's just a bad thing. That's always a sad thing. So rest in peace, Kevin Miller. So that's what Master P talks about all the time, how he had to continue to push forward, which we was always proud of him to see him come out the projects, lose his brother, go through all the things he went through, and to grow himself far as business. And that's why when he spoke on ownership, it always meant something to us. It would push us. It would inspire us, because like, wow, he owns his stuff. And look what he came through. Like I said, he got a deal with Michael Jackson's lawyer, helped him out after he paid over $20,000 in cash. And knowing he's doing this when he was in the projects, he paid him this money, and he did a deal through a distribution deal through Priority Records. Priority Records. He did a distribution deal with them, and he kept 100% ownership. And they did an 85-15 split. 85 goes to P, 50% goes to them. They didn't think he was going to sell that many albums, but actually when he came out, he sold over 600,000 albums, his first album, and on and on and on. And that's why even more we celebrated him, because like, wow, he did it by himself, and he kept 100% ownership. And Master P has never been shy about it. He put it in your face. I own it, I own it, I own it, I own it. So it's always been a great thing to hear that he owned it. So let's say, because we was always excited about it, because yes, he lives in Calabasas, but we always love when, because Jay-Z said, they'll take our masters and go to Beverly Hills with our masters, and they leave us in Calabasas with nothing, And so we always love that line. We like to know that, okay, Master P lives in Calabasas, but he got his masters though. Master P got his masters. You know what I'm saying? So that was like something. So when Jay-Z said that line, we're like, well, that don't go for Master P, because he owns his masters and he lives in Calabasas. So as time passed, you got to look from 1991 to 2005. He dropped 25 albums, sold over 100 million albums, gold and platinum. The music was his product. He was moving that music like product, moving it like product. And he told us he owned all of it. That was an awesome thing. He had films, he had food products, toys, and we love Master P's business because he kept going bigger and bigger and bigger, and he owned all of it. Just great business, ownership. But the thing is, quietly, without us knowing, and us is the public, he had filed bankruptcy on December 17th, 2003. December 17, 2003, No Limit filed bankruptcy, and he had sold all his masters, sold all his products, sold everything. He didn't have anything. It was all gone in 2003, and the problem was, and it's not that you can sell your masters. That's fine. I have videos on people selling masters. I'm talking about Lil Wayne. We talk about Dream. We talk about so many people, Bob Dylan. But the problem is, since 2003, he's still been yelling ownership. You have to own things. If you go to this page right now, he's talking about it. So this is the issue when it all hit the fan. In 2019, Master P came out. In 2019, Nick Cannon had a show called Wildin' Out. And in 2019, Nick Cannon ran into some controversy or something he had said on his YouTube page. So when he said this, Wildin' Out, the show was shut down. He lost the show where it was placed at. So we thought, well, he's not on that channel no more. He owns it. He can go somewhere else. But then we found out that Nick Cannon didn't even own the show. He was actually just a glorified host. So everybody was like, what? Nick Cannon don't own Wildin' Out? So even Master P, see, this is where he should have stayed quiet maybe. But, he going to talk, which he should, because he's the ultimate owner, right? He's been at Forbes. We're excited. So here comes Master P say, hey, Nick Cannon, if you had owned it, then you wouldn't have to have no problem. You could take it wherever you want to take it, but you can't take it nowhere because you don't own it. And we was like, yeah, that's true. Master P's right. If Nick Cannon owned Wildin' Out, he could have took it with him. But the problem is what Master P saying about him owning it and telling him if he owned it, he could do it like him, come be like him, have his own products, own his own stuff, own your masters, own your shows, own your. The problem with that was when we heard a guy by the name of Wack100, because we was done with it. We was like, well, Master P's right, and we moved on. But then Wack100, which is Games, the rapper named Game, the rapper named Blueface, Ray J, Brandy's brother, he manages them and many other people. And let me say this: Wack100 says things sometimes that none of us agree with. But I'll say this about Wack100: he stand up. You can't take that from him. The guy is stand up. If he say it, he stands by it and he moves forward. So when everybody was like, yeah, pat Master P on the back, like, yeah, you're right, Nick Cannon, if he owned it, you're right. He should be like you if he owned it, We're pushing this whole thing. It was working. But then when Wack100 stood up and said, hey, I got something to say. See, the real one's going to listen. If we going to like it or not, we're going to listen. And I said, I'm going to listen. And Wack100 said this: Master P, you don't even own your masters. Stop talking about owning stuff. Everybody don't own everything. You don't own it. Stop capping. And see, that was a sad moment in hip hop, because it was like, this can't be real. I know Wack100 keeps it real, but I didn't even want to believe it. I said, there's no way. I think Wack100, you played yourself. There's no way that you're going to say that Master P don't own his masters. This is the MoneyWise channel. This is all about business. We always say Master P is incredible businessman. What are you talking about? And this is what happened. A couple of days later, Master P came out and said, I agree. I don't own my masters. I got rid of them. Like I said, 2013, bankruptcy, sold all his masters. Master P don't own nothing. But he said it's fine, because that's what we got to work on. And maybe one day we can own stuff. Now, that's in 2019 he said that. But if you go to Master P's Instagram page right now, in 2020, you'll see that he's still talking about ownership. He's still talking about he owns everything. So at this point, it's just a mass confusion. I don't know what's going on, but we still got, respect for Master P for the business that he did do a priority with 100% ownership at that point, 85-15. That was nice. But at this point, he probably should change the story up a little bit and try to help people out today and what's going on today. And I'm going to say this from the MoneyWise channel: you guys own your stuff as long as you own it. Sell it when you want to sell it. It's all about business acquisitions. Do whatever you want to do that's best for you. It's not a wrong or right. It's just about being stand up and being honest about what you're doing. Because don't throw people off. You know what I'm saying? But still, we celebrate Master P, but we have to celebrate Wack100 for his honesty too. We can't knock one without the other. You gotta respect them both. So that's my thing. And it's clear now, and it's okay, but Master P is the face of ownership, but he doesn't own his own masters. So everybody, stay excited about life. We will be dropping more videos to inspire. Faith without works is dead. Remember, keep your eyes out for the small things as you're doing the big things. Like and subscribe to this MoneyWise channel for more wisdom in the future. And remember, the plans change, but the goals stay the same. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Yep.